Okay, this is the Psion Organiser II, it's the XP one. I believe there was a version beforehand and a version afterwards, so this kind of sits in the middle of the range. It's the original PDA, really. Good old Psion. What it's doing just now is it's working through this comlink connection here. Now these are little plug-in modules, that's for serial. I also have the printer cable here as well. You plug these in a wee port on the top, and they have software built in, so that appears. And they seem to work reasonably well. It's good that the software is built in, you don't have to mess around with floppy disks and stuff like that. Got a manual as well, and these themselves are dirt cheap. I've got two, they're cheap enough that you can buy them specifically for the purpose of getting cables. They often go unsold at a fiver. Anyway, just now it is receiving. It's receiving from this machine here, because frankly it's the only PC I have that has the old larger sized serial port. So I'm running DOS here, 3.3, and I'm also running the Organiser II Comms Link server software. And as you can see, it's working just now. It's slow. I'm running at 300 baud. It's the only one I could get to work successfully for me. It's a lot quicker when you're trying to transfer the file from here to here into the main memory. This works with an A drive, as it were, which is the inbuilt memory of the Psion. We also have, if I'm going to screw this up, data packs here, which are erasable, programmable, all that sort of thing, UV light. So once you kind of delete a file, the file space is still gone, so they eventually get used up and you have to UV to erase them. So this gives us drive B and drive C. Now when you transfer files across into drive A, the internal memory, it transfers but then seems to disappear. I have discovered that if I transfer to either the B drive or the C drive, which are the EEPROMs, the file does appear afterwards. However, it's very slow, because not only is it 300 baud, it then has to write to the EEPROM at the same time. You can sometimes hear it click, which you can't just now. Anyway, oh, there's a click there. Receiving 8. The drive is accessed. And then we go to transferring it across to here. Now there's not a lot to see just now. It has its own language. It has the usual stuff, diary and calculator and all that sort of thing. And it also has its own programming language as well. The Organiser programming language. So you can either program it directly, which is pretty difficult on that little screen there, even harder because the keyboard isn't QWERTY, or of course you create the files elsewhere and then you push them across. It's a neat wee device. I've had it for ages. The keyboard puts me off, so I tend not to play with it that much, but I thought I would focus on it and see what I could do. As you can see from the picture there, it has a little cover which slots over the keyboard. It's got a little tab, so it usually stays attached when you open it up, but it's a pain and doubles the length of the machine. At this point in time, at 4 minutes 10 seconds, I think I'm going to call it quits, and if I manage to get the file to transfer, I'll show you afterwards. Cheers now. Okay, well, file transferred, but this is where it also gets more complicated. So what you then have to do is go into here, and then we will have a look at editing it. And we obviously want to try and find the file, which is Racer. Because the files, you can't just push them across and get them to work. You have to translate them. Unfortunately, let's see, let's translate Racer. Apparently I've got a syntax error. And unfortunately, I've encountered that a fair bit. I can't quite figure out the whys and the whats as to why that's going wrong. I did manage to transfer the file though. However, that's pretty much all I managed to do. And you can just run them as you would do normally, because if you try run racer, can't do that either. So far I managed to transfer stuff using the Comlinks cable from there, but frankly that's about it, and well, still work to be done. Anyway, Psion Organiser XP, nice wee devices, easy enough to get hold of, so why not?